Greetings. Welcome to episode 4 of my personal journey trying to make some money with stock photography. I'm here sharing my journey all along the way to document my progress and hopefully to save you some time and frustration as I go through the steps and share with you what I wish I had done differently, what I'm excited about, what I'm learning all along the way. So I think it's day 3 or 4. It's episode 4. I've spent, I had set an intention of at least 15 hours a week to treat it like a part-time job for at least 3 months. I've 3 or 4 days in, I've probably already put in 30 hours or more. I tend to be obsessive like that a little bit. So that's all right, but I am going to be backing off probably just a little bit to make sure that I take care of other things in my life and don't burn myself out. So that said, I just put in probably less than 5 hours today, and none of it was, there's a mosquito distracting me. None of it was really, a lot of change. It was mostly catching up, checking in. Yesterday, I spent a lot of time uploading and putting in data for pictures, and had some, still having a lot of disappointment, I guess I would say, but still also learning a lot. So let me give you the rundown of where I'm at with my 9 platforms that I've checked in with so far. First of all, there's a total of 5 or 6 that are just going to have to sit for right now. And Adobe, Alchemy, and Unsplash, I have uploaded photos to, and now kind of wish I had waited. So that's a tip from me, is like, if you're just starting out, maybe start on some of these other platforms until you really figure out what's good, where your weak and strong areas are, and then submit to these platforms. I think I've really slowed down my potential progress, if not nixed it right in the bud, by putting a lot of subpar photos up for review before I realized a few things. So Adobe still has rejected 3 and is just sitting with 49. I imagine, I'm kind of thinking they're going to make me wait out the 4 weeks before they hopefully will let me try again and reject. They're having to have an actual person go through and look at those. I still haven't found a way to delete them. I would love to. And if anybody knows how to do that, it's probably still going to be sitting there for a while. So let me know in the comments. Alchemy, kind of likewise. I put up 3 right away. They didn't even give me any feedback. They just sort of disappeared, although there is a record that I had put them up. And then now there's another 3 that I spent some time on and thought were higher quality, but now that I've been a little further down the road, I can see that they're probably not of both the quality, and they don't really have a concept. And the more I'm getting into stock photography, the more I'm seeing it's different from what I was thinking it was. Isn't that the way with life, right? I was thinking it was a lot of just single items or things in place for marketing, and it is that. But even more than that, the people who are really making money are doing that with concepts, and that's where you can be creative and come up with something original that then people are going to buy a lot. So I'm got my mind crunching on that. So Adobe, Alchemy, and Unsplash is the other one that I uploaded 10, and then they disappeared, and it looks like I could easily put in another 10, but I'm waiting till I have 10 better ones until I sort through a few more things, since I don't want to make that same mistake again. And then Stocksy and Deposit Photos both look like they want a little more attention from me to apply, and again, I'm going to wait until I've had more success and figured some more stuff out. But I've got my applications in with them, and they're just waiting on my photos. So on to the arenas where I am actually doing something. Dreams time probably had the most of my attention today. I have 29 active photos as of this morning on their platform. Pardon that noise. I had 8 that were refused. I had 65 that I've uploaded but not finished, and probably a lot of those I'm just going to delete, although there might be a handful or two that I think are worth putting the details into. The details are taking me a long time. There's 12 that I've done the details for in that pending review. So we'll see how that goes. There's 4 out of my 29, there are 4 that I've given Dreamstime exclusive rights to. So there's one of those that I think I might have uploaded on another site, and I'm going to go make sure I delete so that I'm not breaking that rule, because I thought I would just try that since it's an option there, and they say they'll give those photos priority and maybe higher pay. I'm not sure about that. I was kind of surprised by some of the results I had there, mainly that out of the 4 exclusive photos they took, 3 of them were of similar sidewalk prints. I had gone down to an old, more historic part of town yesterday to do some shooting specifically for this. And I found some prints of like a crocodile or a platypus or an alligator animal. I thought it was a lizard at first, but then upon further examination, I decided it must be something else. But it's kind of an abstract print, and it's repeated on every square of cement in front of the school. So there are many different versions of it. They look similar, but a little bit different. And I took a lot of pictures of those, and because I thought they were interesting and cool. And then I deleted a lot of them from my upload, and I almost deleted more of them because I thought, well, they're pretty repetitious. But I also do see how they're probably good for background. Anyway, 3 out of the 4 of the ones that were accepted for exclusive rights were versions of that same alligator sidewalk print. So that was surprising, and it's in line with a lot of what's going on for me, is that I'm learning rapidly and being surprised a lot by, things not being the way I thought they were, which is a common theme in my life. So again, just to recap, 29 uploaded, 4 of those approved for exclusive rights by me, which hopefully will give them a better chance. 8 refused, 65 unfinished on my part, and 12 pending review. That's on Dreamstime. And in all these platforms, I've probably tried to upload similar numbers. Now, they all kind of operate at different time speeds, and obviously I'm a person, so I'm, got my own fluctuations going, but yeah, I think they're fairly comparable in the amount of time and effort I've tried to put into each of them. On 500px, I still have not paid for an upgrade, so everything is still sitting, waiting for that. But kind of one thing that's been to my surprise is they are visible to the public. My portfolio is, and I've already started getting quite a bit of, I don't know if feedback is the right word, but I have 193 likes on 144 pictures that are in a portfolio. Now, those are just like my own private portfolio that once I pay for a membership, I think I will be able to sell if I want to, but they're basically the lower quality ones. Probably they have a thing where they encourage you to give I'm hesitant because I think I just confused them with Shutterstock for a minute. Most of these platforms are doing things with AI training right now and data. So I'm still looking into that and having mixed feelings about it. But on 500px, without the membership at all, I've uploaded 144. And I think I have details on most of those. I think that's fairly fast. I will say one of the more challenging things on 500px, the thing I don't like the most, or that I like the least, is their print is really, really small. And even with my better glasses, which are, like a little bit more magnified than this, I have a really hard time reading their small print. And I know there's things I could do on my keyboard, on my display, on my screen and stuff, but I'm working on all these on lots of different sites. Theirs is notably way, 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 way smaller and light gray. It's been frustrating. Anyway, I still have put a lot of detail, but I don't think I've actually detailed all the 144 yet that are in my portfolio. And out of those, it's only 9, or no, wait, it is, I'm looking for the number I jotted down and now I don't see it. It's a lower number of those that have gotten the likes, like maybe 12 or so that have gotten any attention. And again, those have been a surprise. They're not, I can't tell whether it's just that those are coming up first, which again, you kind of got to figure that the AI is guessing what people will like. And they've been a little bit surprising to me, like a flower in a cracked sidewalk. Now that I say that, it makes sense. A moonshot that was with my iPhone that really isn't great quality, but it is a cool shot. That I really almost took down because I thought, oh, that's too common. Anyway, and a couple of wild goose shots that I have, those have gotten, likes. So out of 12, I mean, like a fair amount of attention from other people on the 500px platform. And that's helpful because it sort of gives me another data point of some feedback, So I have 9 pending review for licensing with them. And I like the engagement. Oh, another one that was popular is one of a sign, a Route 66 sign that I took down in the old part of town, and a bus stop sign, which again I took knowing that it might be useful for a lot of marketing type of things or stuff like that. So I think those were good picks. I think I'm learning and that makes me feel good. I also think I have a lot more to learn, and so I'm trying not to feel bad about that. Last but not least, Shutterstock, which is still on my, I don't know if it's still my favorite. I'm gonna put Dreamstime 500px and Shutterstock in my main primary focus for a little while I learn more, and then I'm gonna go back to Adobe, Alchemy, and Unsplash, and iStock when I have a little bit better quality stuff to work with there. So in Shutterstock, I have, I'm probably going to start, they're probably going to start slowing down my reviews on all these platforms because I haven't done very well. For example, before I go to Shutterstock, let me add, 500px has a rating that tells you how you're doing, I guess, in like, I don't know, it's a rating 0 to 100. I've been rated a 3 out of 100 average, like, response on my photos. Now, if you think about having 144 photos and just 12 of them getting some response, that adds up, those numbers add up. Anyway, on to Shutterstock. Shutterstock, I've had 104 or 102 reviewed, and 47 of those have been approved for my collections. And they do have a nice layout, I will say, for putting things into collections, and they're easier to read than 500px. So I haven't looked yet at what they offer in the way of a portfolio building, but I am going to look at that before I decide. And I will put links to those in the description of this in case you're interested in signing up for a contributor or a buyer account. Is it buyer, user, whatever it is. Shutterstock, I have 70 that are uploaded and not submitted. Probably the majority of those I'm not going to submit and going to delete, which takes some time. Getting that soreness in my hand from clicking. I have 4 collections, as I mentioned. I like the way they look. And it's easy to put things, to put things into collections. I like the functionality of Shutterstock so far. And they are the ones that is doing a lot of data cataloging for AI. So I have, with mixed feelings, went ahead and approved a lot of my photos to say if they're not approved for use for sale, that they could be approved for data licensing. And so out of the 102 that I've requested to be reviewed, 47 were approved for sale, 28 were approved for data cataloging, which isn't sale, just means, I guess there's some, I might get a few peanuts way down the line or something like that, was the gist of the fine print that I read. Of course, everything is always subject to change, right? So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. As I mentioned, I have some mixed feelings about giving our work to AI, but I also feel like it's sort of like the public private school thing. It's like if we all put our kids in private school, then we're going to lose the beauty of public school. And if a lot of us refrain from participating in training the AI, then we're going to have a more limited training set, right? And so I do feel like I'd like to add my voice, my flavor, my work in some ways to the blooming AI, because here's a thing that I'll leave us with as food for thought, unrelated to photography. It used to be said, like, I think, therefore I am, right? And then in this age, you've probably heard the phrase, I am what I think you think I am. Well, lately I would say we are what the AI thinks that we think, that you think, that we think, that we are. It's getting complicated out there and a little bit scary, huh? Yeah, I think it's important to remember who we are, and who that is who we decide it is. We are co-creating this universe. It's not like it's just up to us. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we are participatory conscious beings that have some influence in the experiences that we're having and in the experiences that we are creating for others and for each other. And if we throw up our hands to the evolution of things like AI, then we're going to get what we get. And we might, we're going to get what we get anyway, but I do think it's more entertaining, at least, to think about how we might consciously participate in ways that will bring about better outcomes. That's my 2 cents on that. As always, I hope that you stay courageous and curious and compassionate towards yourself. I welcome your feedback, your questions, your comments. I ask for your thumbs up and your subscribe to this channel, and check out the description for affiliate links to some of these platforms. Let me know what questions you have if you are embarking on a photo stock money earning endeavor, or if you've already been there, done that, gave it up, or if you're making some money. I would love to hear from you. I know there's people out there. I'm gonna reach out or do a little more of a mention to the guy that I've been learning from online. His name just keeps, I think it's Wallers, but that's not quite right. Anyway, I will let you know who that is so you can follow him as well if you're interested, because I think he has a lot of great tips, but he's further along the road, so he's talking about things that are very valuable and helpful. But I'm hoping that I might be of help at that very starter level. And again, I'm working with minimal equipment and minimal skills and all of that. So stay free. Ciao for now.